In this video, I'll outline why you should consider switching your main class in Shadowlands. Let's begin. If you've been playing the same class for an expansion or two, or all, then you basically know what to expect when jumping into a new one. Not a whole lot changes. Sure, there are some changes, but they're usually minor. A buff here and there, a few readjustments, unpruning in this case, but overall the experience will remain the same. That's where a new perspective comes in. By switching to a new class, especially if it fills a different role, you are increasing the amount of quote-unquote newness to the expansion. Not only will you have all the joys of a new expansion to play around with, but you'll have a new class to master too. For example, if you mained a rogue for some number of years, then decide to switch to a resto shaman, you'll get to experience the brand new expansion from an entirely new perspective. Not only are you switching from DPS to healing, but also from melee to ranged, and from leather armor to mail. That's 3 new differences that will help make Shadowlands appear even more content-filled, simply because you're playing something new. Another reason to switch to a new class is to help fill out the community need for certain roles. Any DPS can tell you how hard it can be trying to find a spot in a group, especially if you're playing during a downtime in the expansion cycle. The community needs more tanks and healers. It always has and probably always will. Being willing to switch to one of these roles will net you with finding quick groups and even friends. People love a good tank or healer to play with. Conversely, if you're a tank or healer wanting to switch to DPS, that's fine too. You'll get to experience the game in a more casual and relaxing way. No longer will you be the forefront of the group, and instead will quietly blend in with the rest of the DPS, unless you're topping the DPS charts. By switching from melee to ranged, or vice versa, you are literally changing perspectives. It can be a real breath of fresh air to get out from underneath the boss's toes, looking at you, Supremus, to getting to stand way back and dish out your deeps. Boss mechanics can also sometimes vary wildly from melee to ranged. If you're set on DPSing, it can be really fun to simply change from one type of DPS to another. The last point I want to hit on is one that I don't see get brought up too often, and that's armor proficiency. If you enjoy running old content for transmog and mounts, then this is a big reason to change your main class to one that has a different armor proficiency. You'll have an entirely new set of gear to obtain and transmog to. I know personally as a rogue main, I'm tired of wearing leather and dressing up in leather gear. There are only so many combinations of transmog before you've ran through them all. Having a whole new set to obtain and play with may spark some creativity in your transmog. Maybe now you can win Asmongold's transmog contest. In conclusion, no one can force or make you change classes. In fact, there are also a number of reasons to not switch to a main class. That's a choice that only you can make. But if you've been on the fence about it, I hope this video was of some help. There's still a lot of time to decide and a lot of information that we still don't know about this new expansion. Take a look at new Covenant abilities, look at the new gear sets for raids, look at skills and abilities that are being unpruned, and then when the game finally launches, you have a choice to make. Continue your main or dive into something new. Thanks for watching.